This is Twit.
I see over on The Verge, they're saying Microsoft is going to have one single store for the Windows Phone and for Windows, and that they actually are talking about this today at their company meeting. I've been pinging people while we've been on the podcast, and I hear, yep, that is something they demoed at the show, at their at their company meeting, and they are going to have this one app store across the phone and Windows, and supposedly it's going to be in the next version of Windows. So what I think that means is it's going to be in this Windows 8.1 GDR Spring thing. That's what I think we're going to see the common store.
Find Windows Phone apps in Windows.
That would be good, right?
Yeah. I mean, what would be the point otherwise?
Right.
Well, definitely beef up RT if you could get Windows Phone apps in RT or the other way around.
Oh, big time.
The biggest.
By the way, that would almost put it over the top for me right there. I mean, because there are a tremendous number of Windows Phone apps that would be very useful in RT, many games especially.
And especially the way Windows does tiling, it just screams, hey, yeah, you could run these mobile apps on a desktop and it would look right. It's not like it would look like a foreign concept with all the touch panels and all the touch-enabled devices out there for Windows 8.1 or Windows 8 and lower. That seems like this merging has to happen. My real question is, do you think Meyerson can get that really together that early? We're talking about what? We're talking about second quarter of 2014, or are we talking about?
Yeah,
it says spring.
So
right?
I no, but I do think that this is very possible and something that can absolutely happen in the next year. In fact, I've heard from more than one source that the Windows team is in effect treading water right now because of all of this reorg craziness, and they're not sure what's going on, and that this is throwing, the next release, what would have been like Windows 8.2 into kind of a spin, which may explain this GDR stuff as well as kind of a holding pattern thing to do. But there is absolutely no technical reason why Windows RT and Windows 8, for that matter, couldn't run Windows Phone apps right now. That would be very easy technically. And the very notion of one store for these two things is semi-ludicrous because there is already only one store. It's the same back end. They just tailor it to the device and to the types of apps that you would want to run. So I actually think that if they're showing a store that shows you Windows Phone apps, or is the same store as they're calling it, that this does imply that that's coming. Within let's say the next year or whatever.
I think it's going to come sooner than a year, even though they are in chaos. I mean, they just had this reorg, right? And now they're looking for a new CEO. And Microsoft is basically in chaos. Let's just say it. But I think they're in chaos for the good, because I think they finally are getting the let out, and they're saying, guys, we can't just say, let's do this in a year. We have to do this now, because if we don't, we're going to fall behind. And why not lead instead of follow for a change with what we're doing? And let's do this. Let's have one store. Let's have one API, and let's bootstrap ourselves by being able to have more apps in the store. People keep dinging us for not having enough apps on our phones and on Windows. What if you combine the two sets of apps that you have? Then suddenly,
I really do feel like that solves RT's problems. They don't go away, but they become. It becomes a lot less laughable right there. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yep.
I'm just wondering if this,
I think,
as you were saying, Mary Jo, I wonder if this chaotic nature of what's going on with Microsoft is actually allowing it to be more nimble to do this, because there's this, everyone's busy.
Used the term chaos for good. Is that how she said it?
And the chaos for the good.
Yeah.
Kind of like chaotic good instead of like chaotic evil,
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe that's what they need every now and then. It's just a complete utter, add chaos to Microsoft.
Someone to turn the blender on for a second. Wake everybody up.